Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. Welcome to this segment of Khoj Gurbani's a-sabad-a-day. The recitation is Maj Mahalla Panjama. Dhan so Vela jit mein Satgur milya, Safal darsan netra pe khat tarya. Dhan Murat chase pal kadiyan, Dhan soe sanjoga jiyo. उद्दम करत मन निर्मल हुआ, हर मार्ग चलत परम सगला खोया। नाम निधान सतगुरु सुनाया, मिट गए सगले रोगा जियो। अंतर बाहर तेरी बाणी, तुझे आप कथी तै आप बखानी। गुर कहया सब एको अवर न कोई होएगा जियो। अमृत रस हर गुर ते पिया, हर पैनन नाम भोजन थिया। नाम रंग नाम चोज तमासे, नाव नानक कीने भोगा जियो। Providential was that moment when I met the true enlightener, the Satgur. Dhan so Vela jit mein Satgur milya. And blessed is every instant, every minute, and every hour that was spent with the enlightener. Dhan Murat chase pal kadiyan. These are all measures of time. And the Guru is saying, blessed is every instant, every moment, every hour that was spent or is spent with the enlightener, with the Satgur. And then he goes on to say, since I beheld the teachings of the Satgur, fruitful and rewarding has my life become. And the ocean of life, which Gurbani refers to as Bhavsagar, has been crossed successfully. Safal darsan netar pekhat tarya. Here, the word darsan and netar, again, we've spoken about this earlier, where in the Indian systems there's this notion of actually beholding a holy visage or a deity, and it was the practice for Sikhs to actually visit with the Satgur at the time of the Sikh Gurus. And we had also spoken about how this has another nuance to it, and that is darshan is also outlook or philosophy, and netar, of course, visualization, but in fact assimilation through the eyes or through the intellect. And then, blessed is that moment, blessed is the instance, and providential is the moment of meeting with the enlightener. So the Satgur is central. And then when the true enlightener meets, when the Satgur is met, or when we connect with the Satgur, what happens? Well, Naam Nidan Satgur Sunaya Mit Gaye Sagle Rog Jiyo. When we meet with the true enlightener, all of our afflictions fall away. And walking the path of the Har, which is what the Guru teaches, my illusions and self-doubts have given way. And with this honest effort, the mind has total clarity. Uddam kart mana nirmal hoa. This is clarity from self-doubt, because that is really one of our afflictions, is not thinking clearly, not really knowing which way to go. But here, there is absolute clarity and intuition of knowing what the right way is. And with this encounter with the Satgur and with the assimilation of Gurmat, one is taught and one learns the oneness of everything. There is no other. Guru kaha sab eko avar na koi hoega jiyo. And so therefore, one invokes the one and says, Antar bahar teri bani, tud aap kathi te aap bakhani. Your writ reigns inside and outside. You convey it and you enforce it. Bani here literally meaning the spoken word or speech, is a metaphor for hukam. So what is being said here is that it is your hukam that reigns inside as well as outside. Inside meaning within the mental structures, and outside, of course, in the cosmos. And you alone convey it and enforce it. Let there be no doubt about that. And in conclusion, Guru Arjan says, the eternal wisdom of the self I received from Gur wisdom, Amritaras har gurte piya, and now self-knowledge, Naam, is my garment and my nourishment. Har painan naam bhojantiya. In other words, it has assimilated into my being. I live now in the awareness of the self. Life has become merry and playful, and Nanak enjoys the pleasures of the world because in self-awareness. Naam rang, naam choj tamase. Now Nanak kine bhoga jiye, consuming. In other words, going through life in a completely different awareness than the one we ordinarily have. So Guru Arjan here is expressing gratefulness for that blessed moment when he encountered the true enlightener, and thankful for the time spent in his presence. He is referring to the fourth Nanak, Guru Ramdas, who was also his father, but also instructed him in the teachings of the Shabad Guru. So we have to be careful in making that distinction. Guru Ramdas is referred as to the Satguru, and the teachings are of the Shabad Guru. And it is those teachings that transformed his life. And this transformation comes about when the Satguru shares the nature of the self, the narrative of the Shabad Guru. Two significant things that he points out to that happen is, one, the mind's illusion is broken, Brahma Sagla Khoya, and two, the afflictions of the mind are removed, Mit gaye sagle roga jiyo. So the principal illusion in Haume, what is this illusion that the mind is under, is really Haume, false identification with the self as being a separate, autonomous and volitional agent. And this illusion is invariably associated with anxiety and fear of death, Pair. Param, Pair. You'll notice in Gurmat that Pair and Param are used together as a pair. They go hand in hand. It's like we begin as infants thinking that we are the center of the universe, and then we get socially conditioned into believing that, and accepting rather, that our survival depends on a network of other people as well. But Gurmat then educates us to understand that we are really a part of the universal oneness. And from this education, from this realization, stems a new pattern of behavior. That's really what Gurmat is trying to do. And so Haume is not only the illusion, but it's also the root disease from which the afflictions arise. And the breaking of this illusion and the clarity of the mind that ensues adds a richness and a quality of playfulness, which Guru Arjan refers to, Choj Tamase. So it is this transformation that we must all seek, an awareness and a consciousness that is universal in its outlook. This is the source. The Shabad Guru is the source of the knowledge, and it comes to you in a manner that we are not quite familiar with, because it is not cognitive knowledge. It is something deeper than that, and we go to the Satguru to understand how to unlock it. With those thoughts, until the next time, Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.